Ladies and gentlemen, today I stand before you to talk about something that is as old as time itself, yet as fresh and powerful as the first heartbeat: love. Love in all its forms, colors, and expressions is what shapes our lives, connects our hearts, and drives the human experience. Today, let us celebrate the idea that every love story matters. Love is a universal force that touches every human life, yet it manifests in countless ways. It is not limited to the romantic relationships often portrayed in movies and books. Love is a complex, multifaceted emotion that transcends the boundaries of form and expression. It exists in the connections we form with others, with the world around us, and even within ourselves. This diversity is what makes love so remarkable and powerful, as it is not confined to a single definition or structure. One of the most celebrated forms of love is romantic love, which has inspired countless stories, songs, and works of art throughout history. It is the kind of love that can make the heart race, that drives people to great acts of bravery or tenderness. But even within romantic love, there is an incredible diversity. Love can bloom between people of the same gender or different genders, between individuals from the same culture or vastly different ones, and in ways that defy societal norms or expectations. Each of these stories is unique, yet they all share a common thread: the deep human longing for connection and understanding. Beyond romance, there is the profound love found in friendship. Friendships often form the foundation of our lives, offering support, laughter, and a sense of belonging. Unlike romantic love, friendship is rarely celebrated in grand gestures or public displays, yet it is no less vital. The quiet, steady presence of a friend who truly understands and accepts us is a form of love that sustains and enriches our lives in immeasurable ways. Then there is familial love, which can be both instinctive and complex. The bond between parents and children, siblings, or extended family members is one that often endures a lifetime. This love is characterized by its depth and resilience, as it persists through challenges, disagreements, and the inevitable changes of life. Familial love teaches us about sacrifice, patience, and unconditional care, shaping us into the people we become. Self-love, though often overlooked, is an equally important expression of love. It is the foundation upon which all other forms of love are built. To truly love and care for others, we must first learn to love and care for ourselves. This involves recognizing our worth, forgiving our flaws, and nurturing our own well-being. Self-love is not selfish. Rather, it is a powerful act of self-respect that enables us to show up fully in our relationships with others. Love also extends beyond human relationships to include the love we have for our passions, dreams, and the natural world. People often feel a profound sense of love for their work, their art, or their calling in life. This love fuels creativity, determination, and a sense of purpose. Similarly, the love we feel for nature, the awe inspired by a beautiful sunset, the tranquility of a forest, or the rhythm of the ocean, connects us to something greater than ourselves. The diversity of love is a testament to its universality. It is a force that knows no boundaries, that crosses cultures, languages, and even species. It is what unites us as human beings despite our many differences. By embracing the diversity of love, we not only deepen our understanding of the world, but also our compassion for others. Every form of love, whether it is loud and celebrated or quiet and private, has value and significance. It reminds us of our shared humanity and the beauty of our connections. In a world that can often feel divided, love in its many forms serves as a powerful reminder of what truly matters. It is not limited by societal expectations or definitions, but is instead a boundless, ever-evolving expression of the human spirit. By recognizing and honoring the diversity of love, we open ourselves to a richer, more meaningful experience of life. Each expression of love, no matter how small or unconventional, contributes to the beautiful mosaic of human existence. Every love story is unique, carrying within it the intricacies of two lives coming together in meaningful ways. These stories, whether they are romantic, familial, or friendships, are deeply personal, yet universally relatable. They shape who we are, influence how we view the world, and create a sense of connection that defines the human experience. When we say that every love story matters, we are not simply making a statement about relationships. We are acknowledging the inherent value of human connection in all its forms and expressions. The beauty of love lies in its diversity. Each love story is a reflection of the people involved, their experiences, and the circumstances that brought them together. A love story might be as grand as a lifelong partnership filled with adventure and shared dreams, or as simple as two friends who find solace in each other's company. Some love stories are loud and celebrated, marked by grand gestures and public declarations, while others are quiet and understated, existing in the unspoken moments and shared silences. Regardless of its form, every love story carries meaning and significance for those who live it. What makes every love story matter is not its scale or its conformity to societal norms, but its authenticity. A couple who celebrates decades together has a story that is just as important as a pair who has only just begun their journey. The love between two people of different cultural backgrounds, navigating the challenges of blending traditions, is as meaningful as the love shared between childhood sweethearts who grew up in the same neighborhood. Each story is a testament to the resilience, courage, and hope that love inspires. Yet, it is important to recognize that not all love stories have been equally celebrated or validated. Throughout history, certain types of love have been silenced, ridiculed, or even criminalized. Societal norms and prejudices have often dictated which love stories are considered worthy of acknowledgement and which are not. This has led to the marginalization of relationships that do not fit traditional molds, such as same-sex relationships, interracial partnerships, or love that challenges conventional gender roles. The dismissal of these stories is not only a loss for those individuals, but a loss for society as a whole, as it denies us the opportunity to learn from the richness and diversity of human experience. Acknowledging that every love story matters means embracing inclusivity and challenging the biases that have excluded certain types of love from being recognized. It means creating a world where people feel free to love without fear of judgment or discrimination, where their stories are not only accepted but celebrated. Validation is a powerful act. It tells individuals that their experiences are real, their feelings are important, and their connections are valued. When we validate someone's love story, we give them the space to be seen and heard, which is a fundamental human need. Moreover, every love story carries lessons that extend beyond the individuals involved. Love stories teach us about the importance of vulnerability, the strength of commitment, and the beauty of acceptance. They show us that love is not about perfection, but about growth, forgiveness, and understanding. Each story adds the collective wisdom of humanity, reminding us of what it means to care deeply for another being and to find meaning and connection. In celebrating every love story, we also remind ourselves of the power of compassion and empathy. Recognizing the value of others' experiences helps us to break down barriers and build bridges between people from different walks of life. It fosters a sense of unity and shared humanity, showing us that while our love stories may differ in detail, the essence of love is universal. Ultimately, when we say every love story matters, we affirm the dignity and worth of every individual and the connections they form. Love in its many forms is a reflection of our shared humanity. By honoring every love story, we not only celebrate the people who live them, but also create a world that is richer, more inclusive, and more connected. Every love story, no matter how quiet or unconventional, deserves to be seen, respected, and cherished. Acknowledging the importance of inclusivity and validation in love means recognizing that every person, regardless of their background, identity, or circumstances, deserves to have their love story valued and respected. Love in all its forms is an integral part of the human experience, and the way society validates or invalidates certain types of love has profound implications on individuals and communities. Inclusivity and validation are not just abstract ideals, they are essential components of a compassionate and equitable world. Throughout history, society has often placed boundaries on what types of love are deemed acceptable or worthy of recognition. These boundaries, shaped by cultural norms, religious beliefs, and societal biases, have excluded many individuals and communities from fully embracing and expressing their love. For example, same-sex relationships, interracial marriages, and love that transcends traditional gender roles have often been stigmatized, marginalized, or even criminalized. Such exclusion is not only deeply unjust, but also robs society of the beauty and richness that diverse love stories bring. Inclusivity begins with the understanding that love is a deeply personal and universal experience. It is not confined to one definition or expression, nor is it limited by the expectations of others. When we embrace inclusivity, we create a space where people can freely express their love without fear of judgment, discrimination, or ostracization. This inclusivity extends beyond romantic relationships to encompass all forms of love, including familial bonds, friendships, and self-love. Each form of love is valid and contributes to the fabric of human connection. Validation is a powerful act that goes hand in hand with inclusivity. To validate someone's love story is to acknowledge its worth and significance. It is a way of saying, I see you, I hear you, and your experiences matter. Validation is not just about offering approval, it is about creating an environment where people feel safe and supported in being their authentic selves. For individuals whose love stories have historically been marginalized, validation can be life-changing. It affirms their identity, restores their dignity, and empowers them to live their truth unapologetically. The absence of validation, on the other hand, can have harmful effects. When people feel that their love is dismissed or invalidated, it can lead to feelings of shame, isolation, and unworthiness. This is particularly true for individuals who belong to marginalized communities, such as LGBTQ+ individuals or those in interracial relationships. The lack of societal acceptance can create significant emotional and psychological burdens, preventing people from fully embracing who they are and whom they love. By fostering inclusivity and validation, society takes an important step toward dismantling these barriers. Representation plays a key role in this process. When diverse love stories are celebrated in media, literature, and public discourse, they challenge stereotypes and broaden perspectives. Representation normalizes love in all its forms and sends a powerful message to individuals that their stories are seen and valued. This creates a ripple effect, encouraging others to embrace diversity and practice empathy. Inclusivity and validation also have a profound impact on the younger generation. When children and young people grow up in an environment where diverse love stories are celebrated, they learn to value acceptance and kindness. They are more likely to approach the world with open minds and open hearts, fostering a culture of understanding and respect. This not only benefits individuals, but also strengthens communities by promoting unity and reducing division. Ultimately, the commitment to inclusivity and validation is about honoring the humanity in every individual. It is about recognizing that love, in all its forms, is a gift that deserves to be celebrated. By embracing diversity, we create a world that is richer, more compassionate, and more connected. Inclusivity allows love to flourish without boundaries, and validation ensures that every love story is recognized as meaningful and important. In celebrating inclusivity and practicing validation, we affirm the fundamental truth that everyone's love story matters. By doing so, we contribute to a more equitable society where people are free to love and be loved without fear or limitation. This is the kind of world that fosters not only individual happiness, but also collective progress, proving that love truly is the most universal and transformative force we have. Love is one of the most profound teachers in the human experience. Every love story, whether it is one of romance, friendship, familial bonds, or self-love, carries within it valuable lessons that shape us, mold our character, and provide us with the wisdom needed to navigate life. These lessons are not always easy, but they are essential for personal growth and understanding. Love teaches us about vulnerability, resilience, trust, patience, and forgiveness, among many other qualities that define human relationships. At its core, love is a process of learning. When we enter a relationship, whether with a partner, a friend, a family member, or even ourselves, we begin to understand what it means to truly care for another being. Love is not merely an emotion or a fleeting feeling. It is an active, evolving process that requires effort, compromise, and emotional labor. Through love, we learn how to communicate effectively, how to express our needs and desires, and how to listen deeply to others. We learn the importance of empathy, as we must understand the perspectives and feelings of those we care about in order to connect meaningfully with them. One of the most important lessons love teaches is vulnerability. To truly love another person, we must allow ourselves to be vulnerable, to open our hearts and trust that the other person will care for us in return. This vulnerability is often seen as a weakness, especially in a world that places high value on independence and self-sufficiency. Yet in love, vulnerability is actually a strength. It takes great courage to show our true selves to another, to expose our fears, insecurities, and desires. But it is through this vulnerability that deep, lasting connections are formed. Love requires us to let go of control and accept that we cannot always predict or control the outcomes of our relationships. In doing so, we learn to embrace uncertainty and trust in the journey. Resilience is another key lesson that love teaches. No relationship is without its challenges. Whether it is a romantic relationship facing tough times, a friendship strained by misunderstandings, or a family dealing with difficult situations, love provides the foundation for overcoming adversity. Love teaches us how to bounce back from setbacks, how to forgive and move forward, and how to grow stronger in the face of difficulties. The ability to endure hardship and remain committed to one another is one of the most profound aspects of love. It is often through adversity that relationships are tested, and in overcoming those challenges together, love deepens. Trust is a cornerstone of any meaningful relationship. In love, we place our faith in another person, believing that they will act in our best interests, that they will be there for us when we need them, and that they will support us through life's ups and downs. But trust is not given automatically. It must be earned and nurtured over time. Love teaches us that trust is built through actions, not words. It requires consistency, honesty, and integrity. As we experience love, we learn the importance of being trustworthy ourselves and how to create an environment where mutual trust can flourish. Trust is the glue that holds relationships together, and without it, love cannot thrive. Patience and forgiveness are also essential lessons taught by love. No one is perfect, and no relationship is free of mistakes. But love allows us to see beyond those imperfections and offers us the opportunity to practice patience and forgiveness. Love teaches us that people make mistakes and that these mistakes should not define them or the relationship. Instead, love gives us the chance to learn from those mistakes, to grow, and to move forward together. Forgiveness and love is not just about letting go of resentment. It is about creating space for healing and renewal. It is through patience and forgiveness that we build stronger, more compassionate relationships. Finally, love teaches us about the importance of self-love. Before we can truly love others, we must first learn to love ourselves. Self-love is not about being narcissistic or self-centered. It is about recognizing our own worth and treating ourselves with the same kindness, compassion, and respect that we offer to others. Self-love enables us to set healthy boundaries, to prioritize our well-being, and to embrace our imperfections. Through self-love, we learn to accept ourselves as we are, which in turn allows us to fully embrace others without expectation or condition. Every love story matters because it teaches us something valuable. Whether it is the love between a parent and child, a couple, a friend, or within ourselves, each relationship carries wisdom that can enrich our lives. The lessons of love are not always easy to learn, but they are always transformative. Love asks us to grow, to be patient, to be resilient, and to be kind. It challenges us to open our hearts and to trust in others, even when doing so feels vulnerable. Ultimately, love teaches us what it means to be human and provides us with the tools to create deeper, more meaningful connections with the people around us. Celebrating every love story plays a pivotal role in breaking down prejudices and fostering a society built on acceptance, kindness, and understanding. When we honor love in all its forms, we challenge the limitations imposed by outdated social norms and open the door to a more compassionate world. The stories we choose to amplify and recognize have a profound impact on shaping societal attitudes, and by embracing the diversity of love, we not only create a more inclusive world, but also contribute to dismantling the biases that often divide us. Throughout history, certain forms of love have been marginalized or actively suppressed. Love between people of different races, cultures, or sexual orientations, for example, has been subjected to stigmatization, condemnation, and even criminalization. These prejudices were often reinforced by societal structures, and individuals in these relationships faced exclusion, violence, and discrimination. This systematic suppression of love, rooted in fear and ignorance, has caused untold harm, leaving many people feeling invisible and unworthy of love. It is only through a commitment to inclusion, empathy, and recognition that we can begin to heal these wounds and create a more just world for all. One of the first steps in breaking down these prejudices is recognizing that love is a deeply personal experience and cannot be confined by narrow definitions or rigid categories. Love transcends gender, race, sexual orientation, and class. It is a universal experience that connects us all. When we honor love in all its forms, we challenge the limiting beliefs that tell us there is only one right way to love. We open the space for individuals to embrace their unique identities and love in a way that feels authentic and true to themselves. This inclusivity not only empowers those whose love stories have been marginalized, but also enriches our collective understanding of what love can be. By recognizing that love is multifaceted and ever evolving, we learn to appreciate the richness and depth that diversity brings to our world. The act of validating every love story is essential in dismantling prejudice. Validation is more than simply accepting someone's love. It is about affirming that their feelings, experiences, and identities are legitimate and worthy of respect. It is about sending the message that no matter how unconventional, unexpected, or outside the norm their love may seem, it matters. This validation helps to build a sense of belonging and security, especially for individuals who have been made to feel that their love is somehow inferior or wrong. It is through validation that we challenge the harmful stereotypes that fuel prejudice, offering instead a message of acceptance and solidarity. When love stories are embraced without judgment or condemnation, society moves closer to a place of healing and reconciliation. For example, when same-sex couples are celebrated for the depth and authenticity of their love, it challenges the misconceptions that have long been associated with LGBTQ+ relationships. By recognizing the validity of these love stories, we not only affirm the humanity of those involved, but also reduce the stigma and discrimination they often face. Similarly, interracial and intercultural relationships, which have historically been met with hostility and prejudice, can find greater acceptance when society acknowledges the beauty and strength found in these bonds. As people come to understand and appreciate the variety of love stories that exist, they become less likely to hold on to biased beliefs or engage in discriminatory behavior. This shift in mindset is not only beneficial to individuals in marginalized communities, but to society as a whole. A culture that celebrates diversity and rejects prejudice is one that is more compassionate, empathetic, and united. As people begin to see love in its many forms, they are more likely to recognize the humanity in others, regardless of their background or identity. This fosters a sense of interconnectedness that transcends division and builds stronger, more supportive communities. Furthermore, as individuals begin to challenge and break down their own prejudices, they experience personal growth. This process of self-reflection and education is crucial in moving away from judgment and toward a deeper understanding of others. Love is one of the most powerful tools we have for creating change, both within ourselves and in society at large. It teaches us that we are all deserving of love, no matter who we are or whom we love. When we celebrate every love story, we practice the values of empathy, respect, and inclusivity, values that are essential for fostering social progress. The recognition of every love story also carries the potential to heal wounds from the past. Many individuals who have faced prejudice and discrimination because of their love feel isolated and marginalized. By validating their love and giving it the recognition it deserves, we help to lift the burden of shame and rejection they may have carried for years. This validation is an act of solidarity that affirms their worth and humanity. It is through the power of acceptance and love that we begin to heal the divisions that prejudice creates. In a world where division and hostility often seem prevalent, the simple act of celebrating love in all its forms can be a transformative force for good. When we choose to honor every love story, we challenge prejudices, break down walls, and create a world that is more just, more compassionate, and more unified. By embracing diversity and practicing acceptance, we make love, not division, the foundation upon which we build our future. Love, in its truest form, has the power to transcend all obstacles and unite us in our shared humanity. Love, in all its diverse forms, is the most universal and binding force that connects us as human beings. Regardless of cultural, geographical, or societal differences, love transcends boundaries and unites us across time and space. It is a language that everyone in some way understands, whether through the bond between a parent and child, the deep connection of romantic partners, the steadfast loyalty of friends, or the care and affection for oneself. Love connects us to one another and to the world around us, creating an undeniable shared experience that reinforces our collective humanity. End quote. The power of love to create universal connection is evident when we consider how it speaks directly to our emotions. Regardless of where someone comes from, love evokes similar feelings of joy, longing, comfort, and vulnerability. It doesn't matter if the love we feel is for a family member, a partner, a friend, or even an idea or cause. We all feel the need to love and be loved, and this shared need binds us together. Love becomes the common thread that allows people from all walks of life to understand each other more deeply, and it creates an environment in which empathy and compassion can thrive. The universal nature of love also helps break down the barriers of division. In a world that is often fragmented by differences in race, religion, or social class, love provides a bridge that can span these divides. When we focus on the love that exists between people, regardless of their backgrounds, we begin to see that our similarities far outweigh our differences. Love is an unspoken connection that allows us to relate to one another on a fundamental human level, one that cuts through the noise of societal divisions and brings us closer. Moreover, love strengthens communities by fostering a sense of belonging. When we embrace love in all its forms, we are reminded of the importance of human connection. Love encourages people to care for each other, to share their lives, and to build supportive, nurturing environments. As a result, love creates spaces where individuals feel safe, seen, and heard, spaces where the richness of shared human experience can flourish. Ultimately, love connects us because it is the most fundamental part of being human. It is the force that binds us together, whether through family, friendship, romantic relationships, or a collective sense of shared humanity. It is through love that we recognize our similarities, deepen our understanding of one another, and move toward a more connected and compassionate world. In embracing love in all its forms, we embrace the connection that unites us all.